The behemoth HubSpot is losing 80% of its blog traffic since March 2024. This was shared in the SEO subreddit 2 days ago. And I'm going to talk about why this is, why it's losing so much traffic. It's SEO, but the specific reason why having to do with SEO, and what you can do to avoid this. Because if a behemoth like HubSpot is susceptible to this, well, lots of us are susceptible to this. And it's really a trend. For our longtime listeners of the podcast, you probably know the reason why. Before I even tell you, let me tell you what HubSpot's domain authority is. Because HubSpot has some of the highest search engine optimization authority possible. Its domain authority is 93 out of 100, according to Moz. So it has such high domain authority that it can rank for lots of different things. And in fact, it was. And this is the crux of the problem. Most of its traffic that was lost was due to search engine optimization with keywords that are top of funnel, exploratory keywords. There's so much content on HubSpot. It was ranking for so much, and it's lost a lot of that. That traffic has gone to ChatGPT. That traffic has gone to Reddit. Reddit is the third most clicked site on Google. That traffic has gone to Quora, to Medium, to YouTube, to TikTok, to Instagram. Here's just an example of some of the keywords that it's lost positions for. Best conversation starters, IDK emoji, famous quotes about life, what is Linktree, competitive analysis. And honestly, most of these keywords have nothing to do with its core content or its product offerings. But this isn't just HubSpot. This has been an increasing trend for the last year. And actually, we see, yes, in March 2024, HubSpot had way more organic traffic. But even before that, in February 2023, it had way more organic traffic. And it kept losing this to AI chatbots and to user-generated content platforms like Reddit. And that's been the case with so many content sites. Now, HubSpot isn't really a content site, but it had so much content, and it was a huge player in SEO, still is, that you could have kind of thought of it as a content site for that reason. And for a long time, it's worked really well. Really for about 4, 5, maybe 6 years. But now HubSpot's organic traffic is back to where it was in January 2019. So like I said, it was ranking really well for lots of these top of funnel keywords. These are exploratory keywords. These are keywords where people aren't looking for a solution or to make a transaction. They're just looking for an answer. They're not looking for the direct solution to their problems in terms of like using something or buying something or getting a service or something like that. They're just trying to learn, not trying to make any sort of transaction. And HubSpot was ranking for tons of these keywords. But the thing is, like I said, these searchers have gone to UGC platforms and to AI chatbots. And so I always make this argument on this show, and I think HubSpot is a good example of this. Stop going after these top of funnel keywords when doing SEO. If it can happen to HubSpot and it can happen to so many independent blogs, it can happen to you too. Maybe it already has happened to you as well. Here are the only 2 times off the top of my head that I can think of where it's actually appropriate to go after top of funnel keywords. There's 2 circumstances where it is appropriate to go after these keywords. Number 1, if you are just reusing content. So I would make the argument, don't go after top of funnel keywords with written content on your site. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. The only time where I would say it's not a waste of time is if you're already going to put up an article or a piece of content and it's top of funnel and maybe you're writing it for your existing audience and you just want to repurpose it for SEO. So I think my newsletter is a very good example of this. I have a weekly digital marketing newsletter, comes out every Sunday, edwardsturm.com/newsletter. And all of my newsletters, unless they're really black hat, sometimes I share really dark digital marketing stuff. So I don't want to actually have that republished to my site. If it's not something like that, it is republished to my site. And when I can, I see if there's a keyword that is appropriate for it. I think 2 weeks ago was a good example of this. I shared how I created a photos page on my website to have like 30 out of the 140 images that show up on Google Images for my name. They are literally from this photos page. I wanted to control what people see on Google Images for my name. And so that started to work. So I sent out a newsletter about that to my audience. And then I took exactly what I wrote and I put it on my website and I changed the title to how to get on Google Images. And that's a keyword. That's something people search. Before I published it, I even looked. I saw that a bunch of people searched that keyword. So I used that as my H1, my page title, actually added in something extra to the page title, step-by-step guide. So it's how to get on Google Images, separating line, step-by-step guide, separating line, Edward Stern, because I wanted to distinguish myself from the other articles on Google that use the same keyword or the same title. And then right away, this article started ranking for how to get on Google Images. Another reason I did this is because whenever I send out my newsletter, I use a one-word subject line. One-word subject lines for newsletters or emails, they have higher open rates. And I didn't want to use this one-word subject line as a title of an article on my website. That just seems sloppy. So I found a keyword that is appropriate and I used that keyword. Again, I was just reusing the content that I had already written. I would not have written a separate article targeting how to get on Google Images just for the purpose of SEO. I would not have done that, but I was able to reuse this newsletter. So that is circumstance 1, where it is appropriate. Circumstance 2, it is with video. Circumstance 2, it's with video because it's so easy to rank for keywords, and especially top of funnel keywords. Actually, bottom of funnel, middle funnel, all sorts of keywords. But a lot of people now, they want to get their answers from AI chatbots, but also from video. So they will turn to YouTube. And YouTube videos are showing up very well in the search engine results pages because there's lots of people who don't want to read an article. They would much rather watch a 30-second YouTube short or an Instagram reel or a TikTok. So it is very appropriate to go after top of funnel keywords with videos. It can be normal, horizontal, several minute YouTube videos, or it can be shorts, Instagram reels, or TikToks. And you take your keyword, you put it at the beginning of your title field for video and at the beginning of your description field for video. That's where now in 2025, it is appropriate to go after top of funnel keywords. If this can happen to HubSpot, it can happen to all of us. HubSpot 93 out of 100 domain authority. And it has been happening to so many other content sites. Now, if you're new to the show, you might be asking, does this mean SEO is dead? Like, are we just not doing SEO on our websites anymore? For longtime listeners of the show, you know the answer. The answer to that is no. No, you should still do SEO, but you should be doing it with bottom of funnel keywords, transactional keywords, keywords where people are searching for a solution to their problems. They know what they want, but they don't know the brand that is that solution. They are cash in hand. They are ready to use or purchase whatever they are looking for. They need to find the brand that satisfies what they are looking for. And so you can target those keywords. If you don't know what to look for, see what your competitors are ranking for and what they're not targeting well. I have an entire SEO program, Compact Keywords, compactkeywords.com, that shows how to find these keywords, how to make pages targeting these keywords, what to do after you've published these pages, how you don't need backlinks. You actually don't really need backlinks doing this method, but if you do want to get backlinks to get the more competitive keywords, how to get backlinks, how to do a site audit because defensive SEO is still very important in 2025, and then how to rank for these keywords as well with video or other platforms. Bottom of funnel keywords, that's where SEO still matters. That's where search engine optimization matters a lot. So I wanted to make this episode because I think it's pretty crazy that HubSpot is losing 80% of its blog traffic since March 2024. HubSpot, such a dominant player in the SERPs, in the search engine results pages. And if it can happen to HubSpot, it can happen to all of us. So please don't go after top of funnel content with your written blog just for SEO or middle of funnel content. If you're going to do SEO with your website, please go after bottom of funnel keywords only. It will save you a lot of headache, a lot of time. And I'll tell you what, I don't think this is a trend that's going to go away. I think people are going to continue to rely less and less on independent blogs for their top of funnel answers, and they're going to instead go to AI or to user-generated content, to YouTube, to Reddit, whatever it is. But for bottom of funnel, websites will work for the foreseeable future because every brand has a website. People know that, and so they're going to look for a brand that can satisfy their problems. So that's what I wanted to share with you on episode, 570 of this show. 570 days in a row doing my daily digital marketing podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched on YouTube, if you listened on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. I got some more exciting stuff to share with you. Actually, I have a guest coming on Monday, and I made a video about him. It was a couple of months ago. Actually, it was a podcast about him, and he was shared on the Instagram marketing subreddit. He had a very interesting story. He's doing urban farming, and through Instagram made $432,000 plus an additional $130,000 and another additional $21,000. I think it was in the last year he made that. And so I made an episode about this. He saw it, and then he DM'd me on IG. He's like, hey, I want to come on the pod. And I'm like, let's do it. So he's coming on Monday. That's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you again tomorrow. Good stuff coming up. Bye now.